All right, everybody, it is a lovely Monday morning. We have got about a 3-hour drive. We are headed to another ICF job. Let's get this day going. Gonna hop in a little red, head north. All right, everybody, we have made it to the ICF job site. As you oh man, you're dirty, 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 dirty. I'll wipe you off here. As you guys have seen in a previous video, Mike and I dug this hole. Now I'm up here with the ICF crew, and we are going to inspect their brick ledge miter cut on camera. And I'm telling you, in the background right over there, he's shaking his head, but let's see how he did. It could be better, and I think the reason why you've got the gap is because down here on the bottom you're a little long. That one on that side. Okay, and if you trim that out, I think that gap's going to close up for you and it's going to end up just fine.
I've already trimmed it, but I trimmed it.
Yeah, I've seen where you've trimmed it. You just need to trim it a little lower.
Set at the bottom, right?
Yeah, if you pull it out there, you see that high spot? Yep, if you trim that out about 3 inches long, I think that's going to blend everything together pretty good. And just so you're aware, this side over here, your angle wasn't quite as steep as what you needed on this outside edge, so you probably cut off an extra ½ inch that if you would have left it, it would have blended perfectly. So for your first mitered corner on brick ledge, that looks pretty darn good. Now you can fine tune it. Who'd you have help from? Ian and Matt being this Matt right here.
I meant the other Matt.
It's all right. He's going to fine tune that and get it back to looking a little better and blending better. I'll show you guys over here. You can see this brick ledge stops short. That's a straight corner. That ensures that that corner is strong and we don't create a weak corner. And what the homeowner is going to do is right above my finger there, he's going to come in, or the bricklayer, whoever you want to call it, and they will put a piece of angle and attach it to the wall right there to ensure there is a platform for the brick to set on. And as we come around here, you can see there's also a common in this brick ledge. This all will get strapping all the way up. The brick ledge is a little different in regards to how we strap it, because you always, on the side of a house, when you have a slope, you can see the brick ledge starts here, and then we step down a course, a block, if you will, and you've got to do a little bit different strapping here. You can see right here on the corner, we've got an L strap to hold that together. As you come down here, this strapping is to hold the concrete from continually pushing out. We're not worried about this flexing because there's not a lot of pressure this way. There's more pressure this way, and we want a sight glass, if you will, to where we can ensure that the concrete is coming all the way up into this brick ledge. And then right down here, you can see where we made that transition. We have got this piece, which is sitting on top of it, this piece, which is sitting on top of it, and it's brick ledge straight up to brick ledge. So we cap all this off and tie it all together and cap the backside off with that right there, so concrete will flow all the way over to this board, and we'll vibrate this quite a bit to ensure that concrete fills all this in here. And we do have rebar on the inside, a horizontal piece, and it's tied off. When you guys see little stuff like this, we're not all that worried about it. We can ensure that concrete doesn't come flying out of there. And as we get down here, we've got our corner strapped off. Oh! And then as you can see on this side of the wall, there is no brick ledge. As you come over here, no brick ledge. What they will use on this bottom side is 4-inch concrete block, and they'll lay it up off of that footer and up off of that footer and come up to the height that they need to get their brick started at the proper level. You can see the guys have the window bucks strapped really nicely. I see that we need to still add one right there and put a couple on top of that window. Same thing here with this door. They've got some 45-degree straps on the bottom corners. probably going to have them change this one and that one, put 45-degree straps in there. Come to the inside of the house. There's a lot going on in here. Lots of braces. You guys, if it wasn't so cold, you'd see me wearing my Plumwall brace shirt. But I'm not. I do have it on, but it's cold, and I'm not taking all my jackets and stuff off. We're using the Plumwall braces. And then we didn't have enough Plumwall braces, so we're using an older style brace here. But you guys can see the difference. Obviously, you've seen in my videos in the past that the adjustment on the Plumwall brace is there up on top. So the guy measuring the string that you see at top can also adjust the brace. Whereas here, there's a guy standing up on top of the walkboard measuring the string, while there's a guy down here turning this entire thing, because the adjustment is down here and up there in the top is threaded as well. So you got two people to operate these, where one person can operate those. Definitely more beneficial when one person can do it. We've got a lot of commons in this house. Common in that wall, common in this wall, common in this wall. Coming around here, got a common in that wall, a common in that wall. And basically, I guess the easiest way to say it would be we had a common in every single wall on this house, which commons are no fun. Commons require more strapping. Commons are a weak point. But you can see how we've got all them strapped off there. Got them all strapped off here. Each course has a strap on it. Each course has a strap on it. Each course has a strap on it. So we've got the common strapped really well. And then once you get everything strapped, you got to make sure that the height of your commons are the same. You can see that there is exactly the same height. So we're going to go around and check on the guys, see if they need any more help with anything. We'll get back to the video shortly. All right, everybody, since Matt said to leave him out of this video, I'm going to make sure and put him in it while he's sitting on a ladder. You can see him shaking his head right there. Anyway, Hunter is ensuring this last wall that we have to measure is the proper length before we strap off these commons. Or this common, it's just one common. But as you can tell, it's getting dark. Everybody's pulled a long day today after a long drive, so we're going to pull this last dimension here, and then we're going to calculate and make sure we've got enough material for stiff backs. What it look like, Hunter? Pretty close, right?
It's dead on.
Dead on. Look at that. So now, you guys have seen all of this over top the brick ledge. These are the L strapping that I was telling you about on these brick ledge corners here, where it wraps the corner, goes around. You can see Matt has got a whole bunch of them there on that mitered corner. What happens is the corners below and above the miter cut on that brick ledge ends up a little bit weak, so we double strap the straight block below it, and then we throw one L strapping on the bottom side of that brick ledge. And as Matt has stated numerous times, I don't like these brick ledges. There's nothing to screw to, because there's not. So we put that strap on the bottom side of the brick ledge. Let me put it on not the angle side. But there's studs here, but those studs run up straight, so there's actually nothing to screw to in here but styrofoam. There is a solution for that. They sell a brick ledge extension with some really long screws. So you have a straight block and the extension, and you screw the extension to the straight block. But in this situation, these blocks are better. But it's getting dark. Tomorrow's pour day. We've got about another, what do you think, Matt? Quarter's worth of work to do before we're ready to pour. So hopefully we'll have a couple of hours to just wait for the pump truck.
And drink some whiskey.
I don't know about drinking whiskey, but we'll wait for the pump truck. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, everybody, it is day 2 on this ICF job. It is cold. It's a whopping 8 degrees this morning. We are having to use the exhaust on the truck to warm some things up to get them to start. We've got a heater in the basement. What we're doing now, you all have been explained numerous times about the commons. We got to foam all that. We gotta foam all of our penetrations. We've got a couple of penetrations to put in. You see a bunch of orange dots down some of the walls. Those are for the octagon plates. When we go to install those, I'll hop up on the wall and show you guys how those go in. But right now, I'm gonna get some stuff foamed up so this foam can cure, get good and hard before the concrete shows up at 1 o'clock today. We got a lot of stuff to get done. Let's get to it. All right, everybody. There's a little bit of background noise, but I wanted to walk you through an update on the exterior of this house. There is a porch that's going to get attached with a 2x12 skirt board. So we cut 6-inch diameter holes every 4 feet, and then we will place a 2x12 board over top of that, and I'll show you that here in a little bit, with a concrete anchor right in the center of that hole. And what that allows is the 2x12 to sit against concrete bases instead of this styrofoam. Yes, there are studs here, but that styrofoam is spongy in those spots, so that 2x12 has the tendency to move. So we bring concrete all the way out to the face of it to ensure that we have a solid attachment for that treated 2x12. Now we're going to go inside, and Hunter and I are going to install an octagon plate so you guys can see how those are installed as well, and we'll explain that here in just a minute. All right, guys, so what we're putting in are these octagon plates. What those octagon plates are used for, some people call it a band board, some people call it a skirt board, but the board that sits on the interior side of the wall that your floor joists will then be hooked to with a bracket, a joist hanger. The way we trap that board is with a J bracket. You want to hand me that J bracket?
There you are.
All right, so imagine this octagon plate. We call it an octagon plate because basically the shape of an octagon, right? A little bit longer, it's not perfect, but you can see it in the wall over there, and we're going to show you how we install them. But this octagon plate, imagine it's in the wall over there. You then have this J bracket. You can see why we call it a J bracket. And that J bracket mounts on the face of the octagon plate with the band board or the skirt board in between in that gap. Now there are two different types of these J brackets. There is a J bracket for 2x12s, which is, call it 1.5 inches in here. And then there is one that's a little bit wider. And how you can tell the difference, these are actually the wrong ones. This must have been one out of your truck from the last job.
Out of the box.
So I opened up a box over there earlier and they were the correct kind. So right here, let me take my glove off. You guys can see where it says, I don't want to set it on the wall the other way, it'll fall in. ICF VL-W. W is for 2x12s, and CW is for the wider LVLs. Some people call those different things as well, but this is actually for a 2x12, but you can understand the concept of what we're trying to do there. That traps the board, 2 metal plates together, and then you run self-tapping screws through all of these holes, through this metal plate, through the board that is in between them, and into the metal octagon plate on the back side. Does all that make sense, Hunter?
Makes sense.
Now let's show them how to put one in the wall.
Let's do it.
So what's the very first thing you do, Hunter? You've stepped about 4 steps ahead, right?
Yep.
What's that blue line right there mean?
That is the top of my plate.
That's the top of your plate. Correct. And why is it the top of your plate?
So the floor height for the subfloor will make it right.
You gotta talk louder.
When you pour concrete, this will ensure that the subfloor
When you pour
height,
what concrete?
the basement floor.
Okay, so let me help you with that explanation just a little bit. That's your chalk line that marks the top of your plate.
Correct.
You establish that line by measuring 9'4" off the footer.
Correct.
Because you're going to pour a 4-inch floor on top of the footer.
Correct.
And you need a ceiling height of 9 feet to the bottom of the floor joist.
Correct.
So that line represents 9'4". 4 inches of concrete, 9 foot of ceiling height, bottom of board.
Correct.
Right? Let's show them how to put one in the wall. I know you love talking to my people. what you see Hunter doing there, everybody, is cutting a slit in the styrofoam. The reason he cuts a slit in the styrofoam is if you try to shove that thick metal through that styrofoam without a slit, you end up unlocking your block if you're not careful.
Or breaking it.
Or breaking that bottom edge. So what that allows is him to slip it in there real nice and easy. Hold that thought right there. So you guys see he cut a slit on each side of this squiggly line. That squiggly line are the studs, as you guys have seen numerous times. The reason we do that is once the plate, go ahead and push it the rest of the way in there. I'm standing a little funny here. You see how tight that goes in, so we're not going to leak any concrete. Again, that one leg is on the right hand side of the stud and the left leg is on the left hand side of the stud, and then you got this hole right here in the middle of the octagon plate right there. So now we can put a screw in that, which ensures it's tight up against the wall and it does not push out when concrete comes through. Now the beauty of these things, these holes allow concrete to flow through. So these metal brackets are 100% attached to the concrete. After we pour the top, we'll come through with the vibrator. We'll hit each of these plates to make sure it settles in those holes really nicely and the top ends up flat. Now let's grab that J bracket. Now you guys, I'll show you on the wall. So we got a 2x12 up against that metal octagon plate. The J bracket clips over. Geez, I need to talk right. What is my problem? Maybe it's because it's cold and there's ice in my beard. Think that's what it is? Anyway, the bottom of the J goes over the 2x12, comes up here like so, and you want to line up the bottom of that J bracket with the bottom of the octagon plate like that right there, and then you run your self tappers, and you guys just have to imagine that there's a board in there. So that traps the board between both pieces of metal, and that piece of metal is in the concrete, so that board isn't going to go anywhere once it's screwed on properly, is it? Which ensures a secure attachment and ties your subfloor to your concrete wall. Awesome stuff. Well, that's it for now. Once concrete trucks get here, things are going to get a lot more fun. All right, everybody. It has been one crazy day. We're a little late starting to pour. Not too bad. We've got all of those holes you guys saw earlier plugged up. We've got everything strapped off properly. You can see inside the house we've got our beam pockets installed, and now we're starting to pour. So we're going to go up the hill here and get a view from the top side. Yeah, turn your face around. I'm not taking that out either. You ready, Matt? How about you, Sean? You good to go there, game player?
Get her.
You guys can see the steam coming out of the concrete. It is nice and cold out here today. All right, guys, so here's the ever-loving brick ledge. Go ahead. We got to make sure that it comes up to this board all the way across there so we can finish it off later. And if we do end up with a low spot, we can always fill it in with a shovel after we pop these off and go to trial this off. See it coming out right there? That's what we're looking for. Stay right there for a minute, Hunter. I'll show you guys down here. You can see where the concrete's starting to come out everywhere. It's just a touch low right there, but that's fine. We're all the way up over our rebar there. This corner, we're just a touch, not bad at all. I know you guys can't see that, but I can.
All right, so this pour got ahead of us. It froze after we poured, as you see there. So I'm going to end this video with some pictures of the framing that the actual customer is performing themselves. The ICF pour went well. We didn't have any issues. However, we did not get done pouring until about 9:30 at night. It was so cold, my camera batteries weren't lasting very long at all, so I thought that you all would appreciate these framing photos. As you can see, the ICF is poured here. The framing is going in on top of the subfloor. Everything is coming out really nice. This house ended up being framed roughly a week and a half after we got done pouring. So this customer got on this job, is doing an amazing job framing this thing out, and is very quick working. And I think he's got some great friends and a family member that have been very, very helpful, and he is very thankful for. As always, we appreciate the views and the comments. Keep them coming. Like, comment, subscribe.